Breaking news this morning, Trump woke up in a bad mood. It's an unprecedented occurrence for the Jolly Orange Santa, who is constantly spreading joy and love throughout the country. Apparently, Trump is very, very angry about Kamala Harris's interview on 60 Minutes. And we all know what Trump does when he gets angry. And of course, we all know Trump's fondness for 60 Minutes. It has a special place in his heart.
Well, then you brought up a lot of subjects that
I said
were
I'm going to ask you
inappropriately brought
tough
up.
questions.
They were inappropriately brought up right from the beginning. No, your first question was, this is going to be tough questions. I think we have enough of an interview here, Hope. Okay, that's enough. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go meet for 2 seconds, okay? Thanks. I'll see you in a little while. Thanks.
Despite behaving like your average 5-year-old who didn't get his way, and my apologies to 5-year-olds everywhere, Trump was invited to do another sit-down interview with 60 Minutes. Every presidential candidate in every election since Humphrey Nixon has been issued this invitation, and every candidate has accepted. But here's how Trump played his invitation.
This year, Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump accepted our invitation. But unfortunately, last week, Trump canceled. The Trump campaign had told us that the interview would be this past Thursday at Mar-a-Lago. They also asked us whether we would meet 78-year-old Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania, where he was grazed in an assassination attempt. We agreed. On September 9th, Trump's communications director, Stephen Chung, sent a text that read, quote, "I'm working with our advance team to see logistically if Butler would work in addition to the sit-down." Sit-down meaning the interview in Florida. Days later, Chung called to say, quote, "The president said yes." Then, a week ago, Trump backed out. The campaign offered shifting explanations. First, it complained that we would fact-check the interview. We fact-check every story. Later, Trump said he needed an apology for his interview in 2020. Trump claims correspondent Leslie Stahl said in that interview that Hunter Biden's controversial laptop came from Russia. She never said that. Trump has said his opponent doesn't do interviews because she can't handle them. He had previously declined another debate with Harris, so tonight may have been the largest audience for the candidates between now and Election Day.
So in other words... So this morning, Trump rage posted his, let's say, displeasure over Kamala's interview on 60 Minutes. It's easy to see why Trump is upset. Anytime anyone gets the spotlight, this pathological narcissist flies into angry tirades. So this morning, before he even drank his soy latte, the orange clown posted this on his bankrupt social media platform. The interview on 60 Minutes with Comrade Kamala Harris is considered by many of those who reviewed it the worst interview they have ever seen. She literally had no idea what she was talking about, and it was an embarrassment to our country that a major party candidate would be so completely inept. In addition, her incompetence on helping people through the devastation of Hurricane Helene is being reviewed as, by far, the worst in American history. Even worse than Katrina, if that is possible. I can't imagine anybody living in North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Florida, or Tennessee voting for her. Pollsters are saying that the anti or negative vote in those places, and even places not affected, but with people watching what took place, will be heavily against her. This is good news because November 5th is the most important day in the history of our country, and we cannot bear 4 more years of incompetence. Make America great again. And now, as a tribute to our 45th president, I'd like to undertake his favorite activity, fact-checking. First, the Harris interview is considered by many of those who reviewed it as the worst interview they have ever seen. Well, we interviewed many of those, and they affirmed it.
And so say all of us.
And so say all of...
And so say all of us. And so say all of us. And so say all of us.
Second, her incompetence at helping people through the devastation of a hurricane is by far the worst in American history. Again, we have footage of incompetence at helping people through the devastation of a hurricane. And you know, Trump listing all of those states, he had to use a map to look them all up first. The most startling fact in this post, however, was clearly his endorsement of Kamala Harris. After all that complaining, he comes to the conclusion that we can't take another 4 more years of incompetence, which is certainly an endorsement of Kamala. Trump rage posting in the morning is actually pretty sad if it weren't so funny. He's mean, demented, friendless, loveless, and as empty inside as a can of Bud Light the morning after a frat party. In fact, one could say, as the Fab Four did, that
he's a real nowhere man, sitting in his nowhere land, making all his nowhere plans for nobody.
I'm Anthony Vincent Gallo for Handmade Films. For Occupy Democrats.